Today in math, we're going to continue comparing numbers. Today we're going to talk about greater, less, and equals. So let's go over our DLO. I'm going to write our number line for us to see the numbers, and then we're going to compare two groups. All right, let's go. I'll go first. Today I will compare numbers using numerals to 10. When it says numerals, numerals just means writing the numbers. So if someone says, what's the numeral? They're saying, what's the number? So let's start off with a number line. I'm going to start on this side with 0, because when we know when we know a number is less, it is closer to 0. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Good, you can see that. I'm going to draw a line at the bottom with an arrow. If the number is greater, more, it's farther away from 0. If it's less, not as many, it's closer to 0. So that's why I'm drawing a number line for you, so that we can look for these numerals. Okay, I'll go first. So we've got our number line. I'm going to use my magnets and we're going to compare them. So when we're comparing, we're seeing which group is greater, which is more, or less, not as many. We're also going to add in equals. So when we write an equation, 1 plus 1 equals 2. Equals, put your arms up like this. Say equals. Equals means the same. Equals means the same. So we're going to use greater, less, and equals to. So the equal, when we equals, this the total, and it's the same on both sides. Okay, let's use my little magnets here. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now let's use these green ones. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We're going to count them. We're going to write the numbers, and we're going to match them, just like we did yesterday, matching them to find a buddy, a pair, to see which group has more, which is greater, or which group has less, not as many. Or they might be equal. Equal means the same. So let's match them, and then we'll count. So I'm drawing a line from my blue group to my green group, and finding a buddy for each one. These ones don't have any, so I won't draw any more lines. Let's count. How many blue do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Make a loop until it sticks. That's the way you make a 6. Now, let's count our green ones. Count with me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Make an S and close the gate. That's the way you make an 8. I want to know which group is greater. Greater. More. If the number is greater, it's farther away from 0. I'll get my marker. We've got 6 blue, so I'll mark 6. I have 8 green, so I'll mark my 8. Which group is greater? More. If it's greater, it's farther from 0. If it's less, it's closer to 0. And I can see with my groups that the green dots are greater because they have extras at the end. I counted them, I wrote the number. I know that 8 is greater than 6 because 8 is farther away from 0, and 6 is closer to 0, which means 6 is less, not as many. So I'm going to put a circle around the number that is greater, more. 8. So I could say 8 is greater than 6. Let's erase and do another one. right, now I think I'll use my big dots this time. And this time we're going to find a group that is less, not as many. Okay. Less, not as many. Make sure you guys can see. Good. There we go. I need to put these down a little bit lower. Count the dots while I'm putting these on, and then we'll count them together so we can double check our answers. Okay. Let's count them. Not yet. Let's match them, count them, and then write the numbers. So let's match them because we're going to compare and then write the numeral, the number. So I'm matching them, one red to one yellow, until there are extras. There are extras here. So let's count. How many red do we have? Count with me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Make a loop and then a line. That's the way you make a 9. Let's count our yellow ones. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Straight across, down from heaven. That's the way you make a 7. I'm going to mark it on my number line to help me figure out which number is less, not as many. So we have 9 and we have 7. The number that is less, not as many, is going to be closer to 0, and it won't have as many dots. It won't have partners. There are no extras if the number is less. So we compared them. I can see that number 9, my red dots, have more because they have extras. I can see that the group of 7 has less. It doesn't have as many. So I'm going to put an X on the number that is less. 7 is less. So I could say 7 is less than 9 because 7 is closer to 0. Let's do another one. Let me erase. Okay. I'm going to add, no. Wouldn't do that many. This time, we're going to draw more circles to make them equal. Put your hands up like this. Say equal. Equal means the same. Equal means the same. So let's compare them, and then we're going to draw more to make them equal. Then we will we'll count them and write the numbers. So, I just forgot what I said I'd do. Oh, we're going to match them. So let's match them and find a buddy to compare to see how many more circles we need to draw for which group. I'm going to match my top to my bottom till I run out. There's nothing here, so we need to draw one to match. So I'm going to draw and match. Draw and match. Draw and match. Draw and match. Now every red circle has a match to the bottom, so I know they're equal. I don't even have to count them to know they're equal because I can see that every single one has a match. You're fine. Now let's count them and write the numbers. Count with me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Make a loop and then a line. That's the way you make a 9. Now, if it's equal, we should have 9 down here also. Let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Make a loop and then a line. That's the way you make a 9. They are equal, so I don't need to do anything. I'm not crossing any out. I'm not circling any because we don't have one that's greater. We don't have one that's less. I should do this. I have 9 at the top. I have 9 at the bottom. What does that make? An equal sign. So 9 is equal to 9 because they are the same. So put your arms up, say equals. Equals means the same. Equals means the same. We have the same number of dots on top as we do on the bottom. So now it will be your turn in your book to match, to compare, and then find which group is greater, which group is less, not as many, or you need to draw more to make it equal. Equal means the same. So now you'll have your Journeys workbook, and you will begin on page 145. And then you'll do that group. And now it's your turn. Listen to those words. Greater, which is more, farther from 0, less, not as many, closer to 0, or equal. Equal means the same. Now it's your turn.